Most new Harley riders believe they've got it the moment they can balance the bike and roll on the throttle. They think traffic is just about staying in their lane, following the rules, and maybe throwing in that classic Harley confidence. But here's the brutal truth. Traffic doesn't care about your confidence. It doesn't care about your brand new leather jacket, your chrome pipes, or how good you think you look at the stoplight. Traffic is a living, breathing chaos, unpredictable, unforgiving, and merciless to beginners. And yet, I see new Harley riders stepping into that chaos like it's a Sunday cruise. They ride with habits that feel safe, but in reality, are silently setting them up for disaster. They underestimate blind spots, they misread driver behavior, and worst of all, they believe cars see them. Spoiler, most drivers don't. They see a vague shadow in their mirrors, maybe a headlight, and in their mind, you're not even a priority. You're invisible until you're a problem. This is why so many first-year Harley riders end up with close calls, or worse, accidents that they swear came out of nowhere. But accidents never come out of nowhere. They come from the little mistakes you didn't even realize you were making, the ones you repeated day after day until one moment, the road decided to punish you for them. By the time you finish this video, you won't just know the top 5 mistakes, you'll see traffic through a different lens. You'll realize the road is not your friend, and if you want to survive and actually own your Harley experience, you need to unlearn everything you think you know about riding in traffic. Mistake number 1, believing visibility equals safety. Here's the lie most beginners swallow. If they can see me, they won't hit me. That's cute, and it's wrong. Visibility isn't the same as being noticed. Drivers are bombarded with visual information, billboards, GPS screens, their kids in the back seat, their phone buzzing in the cup holder. Your headlight and shiny tank are fighting for attention against 100 distractions. Here's what you need to burn into your brain. You're not a car in their mind. You're a small, fast, almost insect-sized object on the road. Their brain will literally filter you out if they're not consciously looking for motorcycles. This is called inattentional blindness, and it's why so many I didn't see them accidents happen. On a Harley, you feel powerful. The torque, the rumble, the weight, it tricks you into thinking people respect your presence. But in traffic, your presence is irrelevant unless you force people to register you. That means learning lane positioning that keeps you in their mirrors and in their direct line of sight, moving in a way that draws visual attention without being reckless, and always assuming they don't see you, even if they look right at you. The moment you ride like you're invisible, you start making survival-based decisions instead of ego-based ones. Mistake number 2, hugging the wrong lane position. Too many new Harley riders think the safest place is right in the middle of the lane. It feels balanced, it feels central, and it feels safe. But here's the ugly truth. Riding dead center often puts you right in the slickest, dirtiest part of the road. Oil drips, coolant leaks, gravel, and all kinds of debris collect there. When you hit it mid-turn or during braking, your bike's grip disappears, and suddenly you're sliding. Worse, poor lane positioning makes you vanish in traffic. Sit dead center behind a car and you'll disappear in their mirrors. Hug the far right in a multi-lane road and you're inviting cars to merge into you. Hug too far left in the wrong situation, and you're in danger from oncoming traffic drifting over the line. Smart Harley riders treat lane position like a weapon. They adjust constantly based on traffic flow, blind spots, and potential escape routes. Your lane position isn't about where you feel comfortable, it's about where you're most visible and least vulnerable. That requires active thinking every few seconds, not set it and forget it. Mistake number 3, misjudging speed in heavy traffic. Beginner Harley riders often think, I'll just go with the flow and I'll be fine. Going with the flow is fine until the flow suddenly changes. Cars stop faster than you think. Traffic waves compress, meaning that gap you were relying on closes instantly. And here's the kicker, Harleys are heavy machines. Their stopping distance is longer than most sport bikes. And if you're not ready, you're eating someone's bumper. The other extreme is creeping along too slowly, which makes you unpredictable. Drivers start trying to overtake you, squeeze past you, or tailgate you aggressively. Both ends of the speed spectrum are dangerous, too fast and you can't stop, too slow and you become a moving obstacle. The real skill? Speed control with awareness. That means reading brake lights 3 or 4 cars ahead, spotting the early signs of slowdowns, and adjusting before the chaos hits. It also means keeping a cushion of space and knowing how to bleed speed smoothly so the driver behind you doesn't get surprised. Traffic isn't just about going fast or slow, it's about controlling the timing of your speed changes so you're never in the danger zone. Mistake number 4, Trusting brake leverage over escape routes. Every beginner thinks the brake lever is their ultimate lifesaver. It's not, it's just one option. In heavy traffic, braking hard isn't always your best move, especially if the car behind you isn't paying attention. If you stop, they might not. That's how rear-end collisions happen. The better skill? Always knowing where your outs are. Look at the space next to you, between lanes, or the shoulder at all times. If the vehicle ahead suddenly stops, you should instantly know, without thinking, whether you'll brake or swerve. Riders who only think stop when danger comes are setting themselves up for limited choices, and limited choices kill riders. This is a mindset shift. You're not a passenger in traffic. You're a predator scanning for escape gaps. On a Harley, you don't have sport bike agility, but you do have the weight and torque to push into an opening if you spot it early. That means constantly scanning, not daydreaming. Mistake number 5, riding like a car driver, not a motorcyclist. This is the single biggest beginner Harley mistake, thinking you can navigate traffic with the same mindset as when you drive a car. In a car, you're protected by a steel cage, airbags, and crumple zones. On a bike, the only thing between you and the asphalt is your reaction time. Car drivers sit high, surrounded by metal, looking through glass. You're lower, exposed, and relying entirely on balance and awareness. The rules that work in a car, like blindly trusting traffic flow or tailgating slightly in slow congestion, will destroy you on a motorcycle. Motorcycle survival in traffic means thinking differently. You can't assume others will yield, you can't assume the road will stay consistent, and you can't assume anyone is paying attention to you. It's a hyper-vigilant, slightly paranoid mindset, but that paranoia keeps you alive. You ride in a way that expects the worst and positions you to handle it. Until you shift into that mindset, you're still playing driver instead of being a rider, and traffic will punish that. So, those are the 5 deadly mistakes that eat Harley beginners alive in traffic. Now here's the uncomfortable part: you've probably made at least one of them. Maybe you made it this week. Maybe you made it this morning. And if you're sitting there thinking, not me, I'm too careful, well, I've got news for you. That's exactly what every rider says right before they end up with a story that starts with, "You're not gonna believe what happened to me." The truth is, riding a Harley in traffic isn't about looking cool or sounding loud. It's about outsmarting every other vehicle on the road before they even know you're there. That takes awareness most riders never develop, and the ones who do, they usually learn the hard way. So here's my challenge. Drop a comment telling me the biggest close call you've ever had in traffic, or if you're brave enough, admit which one of these 5 mistakes you've been guilty of. I guarantee someone will read your story and learn from it. And if you haven't had a close call yet, stay tuned, because in the next video, I'll show you exactly how to read traffic like it's moving in slow motion, so you see trouble before it even exists. Ride smart, ride loud, and ride invisible.